Hey YouTube, it's Chase.Actual here. Today we're going to start our series on table view application in iOS. In this video we're going to look over how to set up your Xcode project for your table view application. We're going to create some data for our table view, and then lastly we're going to populate our table view application. So without further ado, let's get started. So we've got Xcode opened up here. We're going to go ahead and create a new project, create a single view application. We're just going to name this table app. Language is Swift. Next. Desktop is fine. Okay, so right off the bat, since we're creating a table view application, we're going to need a table view controller, which makes sense. So that is not provided default in the Xcode project. So we're going to go to File, New, File, create a Cocoa Touch class, and it's already selected here in the scroll down menu, table view controller, our name of that. Go ahead and press next and create. Now, here is all the stuff programmatically that you're going to need to implement all your data and deal with user interactions of your table view. So, but before we get into that, we're going to go to our main.storyboard, and we're going to go ahead and remove this view controller and replace it with a table view controller. And set this as our initial view controller so it shows right off the bat. Now, we have table views and we have our cells, which is the text or data displayed in the table view. So I like to change the style to grouped. You can see it's a little more cleaner to me, and it's also easier to work with in the app. So we're going to go ahead and choose that. And we're going to need to choose an identifier. And we're just going to put this as simply rows, which is simple enough right now. So next we'll go to our table, before that, we're going to go over here and assign its custom class to our table view controller right here. And this will allow us to, whatever we implement in the table view controller will reflect this table view. So it should pop up right there, class, inherit module from target, correct? Okay, now we can go back to our table view controller, and we're going to leave the view did load and the did receive memory warning, and we're going to start right here at table view data source. Now, so again, we have two different, for lack of a better word, sections of our table view. We have the actual sections, and then we have the rows in the sections. So we're just going to go ahead and create one section. Go ahead and remove this, and now this number of rows and sections. So let's go ahead and create some data to populate this table with. So we're just going to say let table rows equal, let's just say, create an array of 1, 2, 4. Sorry, we'll go keep it in order. So just the numbers 1, 2, and 3. So for our number of rows, we're going to want to create as many rows as number of elements in our data. Therefore, we can just use this simple count function from arrays. So we'll just say table rows dot count. There we go. And that will simply return the number of rows that are located in our table rows. Okay, lastly, to implement our table view, we're going to need to uncomment this function right here, self row at index path. So this is going to tell us what is actually in our row. So as you can see, this line right here, we have let cell equal DQ reusable cell with identifier. Now this is the same identifier, if we go back to storyboard, that we gave to our cell right here, which is rows. So we're going to go ahead and use this, rows. And now we're going to configure the cell. So we want to populate it with what's in table rows. So we're going to say cell dot text label dot text, and that's going to be equal to our table rows, and for our index path dot row. And this works simply because just like an array, as we start from indexes 0, 1, 2, so does this table view. So if we have, if we have more than one row, it starts at 0, 1, 2, so we can correspond those data. Excuse me. And with that, we should have a working table view application, simple but working. We're going to go ahead and choose iPhone X because I have it already opened, and we're going to run application. It's going to build link. Bring up the simulator right here. Installing the application. Give it a second to load up. And boom, there we go. You can see we have cells 1, 2, and 3. And right now they don't do anything. There's nothing else to do. When you click on them, nothing happens. There's nothing else going on. We simply have created a table view with a certain number of rows, and then we've populated those rows with data given in an array by our code. In the next video, we're going to look at adding and deleting rows, as well as rearranging rows. So stay tuned.